the Christian and Jewish communities in a common effort to fight the evils of prejudice, intolerance, and discrimination between people of different religions, races, and ethnicity, language, or colour, and to work for the betterment of human relations based on mutual respect, understanding, and goodwill. And there's certainly goodwill here tonight. We're not a missionary organisation, we're not a political organisation. I want to welcome everybody here. Some of you are members, some of you are friends who come often and decide whether or not to join and prefer to give us a little extra money and not join. But it would be wonderful if you can. An organisation like this needs membership in order to have a national presence. And the more people who we can say are our members, the more authority we have in trying to do the good work that we do. So at the end of the evening, there are membership forms at the back, and for some of you, it's high time you join. I wish you would. But you're always welcome, whether you're members or not. We're very happy to be back at MPLS. This is one of our several homes, but it's probably our most homely home. It's a place where we feel we really belong, as we do in the church next door. I attended my first meeting as a trustee last week. We got permission from the trustees for finance for a regional conference, which may well be here in the summer, for London and the home counties. So we're going to be increasing our profile a little bit. It's going to be a conference of several branches because we think we can learn from one another as well as from learning locally among our communities. Tonight we're going to begin with lighting the Chanukah candles. Rabbi Aaron Goldstein, over to you.
Thank you all very much for coming to MPLS, and it's lovely again to be able to host Hillingdon CCJ. I have to say that one of the real gifts that I've had this holiday season has been starting it very early. It's actually the earliest it can ever begin. For this year in our lunar cycles, Hanukkah began so early that it's over already, but it doesn't matter for our CCJ event tonight. It has been an incredible opportunity to get around so many local schools. And one of the things that has been absolutely fascinating has been the response from schools where it is very obvious that there is a strong faith element within the school, regardless of what that faith is, but it's a strong faith element has really helped the engagement of all of the discussions and all of the activities that I've led. So much so that a number of the schools have asked for more and quickly followed it up. With community schools are fascinated to work beyond pure symbols, work beyond the notion of what Jews might do or not do, to what's the meaning? Why do we do things? And one school in particular that is working with UNESCO at the moment was able to use the concept of Chanukah, the idea of standing up for one's rights, to link it to all of the activities that the school children were engaged with through UNESCO. Having that opportunity to go out into the community is incredibly precious. I lit the candles, I sang the blessings, but really to be able to get down to the core of the understanding of the festival is a rare opportunity within community schools. So I was very much heartened by it. Interesting also to be invited to a number of churches to talk about Judaism on one foot in about an hour and to try and get through thousands of years of history and everything else. A real gift for me this Hanukkah time. We'll light the candles, and I hope the light will bring warmth and brightness to this evening and to the activities that will follow as well. Please, if you want to, please do join in with singing with me. I know that Chanukah's over, but I'm sure we haven't forgotten the blessings that we can do any faith tonight. They first follow the commandment of, thank God for the commandment of lighting the Chanukah candles, and the second for the miracle of Chanukah. The miracle of Chanukah is normally accepted to be the idea that the Maccabees, when they went back into the temple to rededicate it, found only one tiny cruse of oil, and that miracle miraculously lasted for 8 nights. We know that that's not really true. It's part of the fable, and one of the things, again, talking with schools, is drawing a distinction between what might be historical in some notion and what might be myth. It doesn't mean that it makes any more or less important than the other, but to be able to help ourselves to have an honest understanding of our heritage. But we light these candles, therefore, both in terms of the commandment of lighting candles and also for the miracle, whatever that might be. And I hope that each one of you who are Jewish have had a few miracles in your own lives over the period of Chanukah, and those who are Christian, that when Christmas time comes, you will feel some miracles come upon your home and your churches as well.
We don't have as many as your beautiful Chanukah candles. We only have 4 on a stand, and we light one on each of the 4 Sundays of Advent. In most churches, the 4 are red, and the one in the middle is white, which is lit on Christmas Day. The symbolism being that Christ brought light into the world. In some churches they have purple rather than red, and in some churches the candle which is lit on the 3rd Sunday is pink because it stands for the Virgin Mary. But in our church, in Chapel St. Peter, we have 4 red candles. The first one is lit in memory of the patriarchs, Abraham and David. The second is lit for the prophets, all the Old Testament prophets, culminating in John the Baptist. The 3rd one, as I've said, is for Mother Mary. And the 4th one, the one just before Christmas, is lit for John the Baptist, who came to prepare the way and baptize people in the River Jordan. And our Advent wreath is usually decorated with greenery and red ribbons hanging down and looks beautiful. I do hope my colleague on the committee who was going to come with an Advent wreath today is not caught up somewhere or other, and I'm sorry you can't see it, but that's basically what we do during Advent. It's a season of hope and of preparation, as Lent is a season of repentance, as we prepare to meet God again in the risen Christ. During Advent, it's a season of repentance also, preparing to celebrate again the birth of Jesus. Now, if you go out in the world, you will find not a lot of repenting going on, not a lot of serious thinking and dwelling on God. So we do celebrate as well. And this year, in our main parish church, we had a Christmas tree, which is not a Christmas tree, but it's a tree which has nothing but white and gold Christian symbols hanging on it. But we also brought into the church lots of little Christmas trees which were prepared by various groups and charities in the area, and each one decorated their own tree. And the idea was that it lit up the church, and that you went in and you chose which you liked best, and you popped some money in for that particular charity. So we had Christmas and Christmas trees in our church this year. Thank you very much.